Good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to be interviewing Sun today. Sun is the founder and CEO of Tiki, which is our e-commerce market leader in Vietnam. Hi, Sun. Thank you very much for agreeing to be interviewed and to be part of our CEO panel for our annual conference. First of all, congrats on a very successful Series E fundraise, with the first closing happening in August and the second tranche to close pretty soon. For the benefit of the investors in our fund, can you please give an overview of Tiki's business?
Thanks, Gian. Thanks, Northstar, for having me. So, yeah, just a bit of introduction about Tiki. So, we right now we are the one of the top, e-commerce ecosystem in Vietnam. So, I started Tiki 10 years ago, selling 100 books, right? Today, we are basically the integrated end-to-end from retail to marketplace and running our supply chain from fulfillment centers to last mile delivery. And we are having about 20 million total customers with 200,000 brands and sellers on our marketplace. And nowadays we are selling about 11, 12 million authentic products. And hopefully in the future we continue to be the top e-commerce ecosystem, not just offering everything under the sun for our 100 million Vietnamese in a population, but also millions of big and small brand and merchants in Vietnam.
Thank you. So e-commerce in Vietnam, Sun, has been growing very strongly in terms of number of users and GMV. What's your view on e-commerce in Vietnam in the next few years? And as the
Yes.
local market leader in Vietnam, how do you compete effectively against well-funded regional players like Shopee and Lazada?
Yes. So there are 3 points. I think for our last decade, we are always compete with big guys, right? When I started with $5,000, we have all the big players, the top conglomerate in Vietnam, and then Lazada before Alibaba. At that time, we are a tiny little, retailer, right? And all the competition, whether we have like less than 1% of their funding, we continue to grow triple digit year over year, right? And today, I think actually the competition is more rationalized today compared to previous, last few years. And the second point is the market is actually much, much bigger than what people think, right? So Google Temasek report saying e-commerce in Vietnam, $29 billion in the next 4 years. And the government actually planned for 35 to $39 billion e-commerce in 2025. But if you zoom out and take a look at, the whole commerce in Vietnam, which we are serving right now, is $200 billion plus, right? And not including the adjacent market like logistics, financial service, advertising, digital, goods, right? So I think there's a huge opportunities for more than one players, and that's actually play out across the world, right? Before in Vietnam, there are like 100 players on e-commerce, and we are basically the last man standing for the local players. In China, the same, right? We thought like Alibaba is the only players can win, but then JD, then Pinduoduo, and then Shein. So I think that's the second point. And the last point is we know what we're good at and we know what we are not good at, right? I think Tiki is extremely strong on logistics, and our technology, which we build from the ground up, allow us to do things that players that like 100 times more funding than us cannot do. For example, 2 years, 3 years ago, we launched 2-hour delivery. Now we call Tiki Now 2-hour delivery, where we can deliver every day within 2 hours, 200,000 SKUs. And we continue to lean on that advantage to launch Tiki Pro. the first in Southeast Asia that allow customer to schedule and have the large and electronics to be installed in their home within the same day, right? And before the COVID, we kind of like plan ahead and launched Tiki, basically the fresh and grocery delivery, which we allow the customer just to buy everything from fish to steaks to tomato and have it delivered in your home every single day, same day, even 2 hours. So that's what we're good at, and I think uh, no customer want to have their product delivery slow, right? So I think that's what we continue to bet on. And another thing is after 1 decade, I think the customer trust Tiki is always selling authentic goods, right? And we have 7 day hassle-free return. And we actually have our people to go and pick up at your return goods at your home, which we don't see anyone can do in Vietnam. And I think Chian, as you know, after that 1 year, as we scale and perfecting our Tiki Ngon, Tiki Pro, Tiki Now, we actually cut our fulfillment cost in half, right? So we believe that thanks to the technology process, we have the fastest and most consistent delivery experience while the best cost in Vietnam as well. So that's something we continue to bet on.
Thank you. Moving on to the topic of COVID. COVID has certainly impacted Southeast Asia in the last 18 months. In particular, the strict lockdowns in Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi in recent months have impacted all businesses, especially offline retail. How has COVID impacted your business? And are there positive benefits coming out of COVID?
I'm trying to be short here. I think the Vietnamese government do a great job of trying to protect our citizens' health and safety in the last a year and a half. So in the last 2-3 months, I think there was a peak, and there are certain areas, especially Ho Chi Minh City, experienced a kind of lockdown. It impact Ho Chi Minh City. The rest of the country, thanks to our supply chain, things just continue to be okay. We continue to grow, high double digit year over year. I think one of the impact is, we have some experience on, guaranteed 2 hour delivery, right? With like district to district isolation. But I think for the long term, I think it will accelerate the adoption of e-commerce into like 3 years ahead. We look at this like some certain industry, some certain players have a warm home to jump ahead 3 years in the future, while the rest of the commerce, have a huge problem, right? We saw our Tiki Ngon, the grocery and fresh, growing 50 to 100% month over month. And that's not even year over year. And thanks to the technology and the plan we built that, April last year, now we can see a tremendous growth on that untapped $62 billion, grocery market. The second part is we see the big open support for all the players in the e-commerce industry, from the retailers to the brands to the merchants. They're much more open. They're much more aggressive to go online. And the last one is the COVID, accelerate the payment, reduce the cash payment, online payment get accelerated as well. So we saw this is global challenge for everyone, but for e-commerce, I think this a long term, big change of the market, and we were very lucky to be in this industry at this moment.
All right, thank you about sharing about the positive benefits of COVID on the e-commerce in Vietnam. Series E is especially exciting with the exclusive insurance partnership with AIA in Vietnam. Can you share some details about the insurance partnership? And after the very successful Series E fundraise, What is Tiki's near-term priorities and medium-term targets?
Yes, thank you. So we are very excited to have AAA to lead this round. I think AAA is a great, one of the top global insurance in the world, and have like 100 years of history. And they have a great range of products. One of the best in the world when designing, insurance product. So they will provide our consumer with, a wide range personalized insurance product. And on Tiki, actually, our one of our belief is everybody should be, protect themselves, be responsible for themselves, whether you are 18 years old or 80 years old, right? And we have a large customer base. So our goal with them is to create, based on the data, personalized, different insurance product, so everyone can protect themselves, but also can product, whatever, merchandise, TV, motorbike, air tickets that they want to be protected, right? And based on the data and the technology, we want to make that the insurance process is seamless, right? From buying to claiming, right? And it should take like seconds instead of like taking weeks and all the hassle of the traditional insurance, product. For Tiki plan, right? I, I think it may sound boring, but our midterm and long term goal is the same, right? We always want to have, great experience for our customers, and our customers here are end users, but also our brand and merchants. We want to continue to provide the best delivery experience, invest on last mile delivery, on fulfillment technology. Recently, we deployed robots in our warehouse in order to accelerate the delivery speed of picking and packing for our customers. And also, we want to offering a wide range of products. Today, it's tens of millions of, authentic products. Our goal is 50 million, 100 million, whether it's physical products to digital services. And lastly, I think we want to open up our ecosystem, right, to the, not just merchants, but every single companies. So we develop a technology that allows anyone to tap in and run a kind of Shopify model on our platform. And we are super excited about that. And we believe that will serve, Tiki long term to be an integrated end-to-end commerce system.
Let's zoom up a little bit and look at Vietnam in general. With the rise of the digital economy and as Vietnam emerges out of COVID, what, in your view, are the exciting investment opportunities in Vietnam?
Yes. So I think every VC investment firms have their own taste and their own expertise in their domain. So I'm not trying to advise here. If we look at the whole economy and zoom back, like you say, I think the best way to build invest in the biggest possible opportunities is to look at, what 100 million Vietnamese users and millions of brand and merchants using, doing, consuming every single day, what they cannot live without, right? And in those segments, what are the percentage that already digitalized? I believe most of the current world, right? Most of the thing like from financing to medicine to supply chain, transportation, commerce, are a fragment of that is digitalized, right? Like 1%, 0.1%. And we believe in the world where 100% of that will be involved in the digital world, will be digitalized, right? And look at China, right? 50% digitalized. So I think if we look at that and invest on, the big theme and but that is still small in digitalized percentage, then inevitably in the future it will be big. So that's my take.
Thank you again for sharing on Tiki's story and on your views on Vietnam's digital economy. North Star look forward to continue working closely with you and your team to build Vietnam's local champion in e-commerce. Thank you, Sun.
Thank you very much.